Hello everyone, welcome back from Math by Chart channel. So today we're gonna solve some exercises about quadratic inequality. So in the previous example, like we have practiced some kinds of linear inequalities. And also we have learned about the properties of inequality and also intervals. So we will use those lessons to do these exercises. So if you haven't watched about the properties of inequality, you can check my YouTube channel. So what is linear and what is quadratic? So it's simple. Linear means like the power of x is 1. So let's say linear equations are x plus 2 equal to 0. So these are linear equation, maybe x plus 5 greater than 0. So this is also the linear inequality. So here you can see that the power of x is square, so which means that it is quadratic inequality. So okay, let's solve it. So firstly, you have to factor. You will get x squared as x into x6. When you factor 6, you will get 3 into 2. All right. So as the sign of the middle x here is plus, you have to take the larger number as plus so that you will get plus. Okay, so positive sign here, plus, minus. Okay, let's check. X into plus 3, you will get plus 3x. Minus 2 into x, you will get minus 2x. So when you solve this, you will get plus x. All right. So you get the middle one plus x. So it's correct. Okay, so you have to take these two value x plus 3 into x minus 2. X minus 2. Okay, maybe I would write at the below so that it will get more space. X plus 3 into x minus 2 into x minus 2 will be greater than 0. All right, so what you need to do? So what you need to do here is the multiplication of these two, x plus 3 and x minus 2, will greater than 0. So what you need to do is you need to find the value of x. The value of x, when you put the value of x, the multiplication of these two will still greater than 0. So you need to find the interval for this. All right, so it's very easy. So here I have already plotted the graph here. So you have to check, you have to find a value. Okay, let's find with me. X plus 3, you have to write here as the factors that you got from here, x plus 3 and x minus 2. And the last one is here is the total, x plus 3 into x minus 2. All right, so, okay, so you have got this. So before you have go to plot this graph, you need to consider in the intervals. So what are the intervals? How can you find the intervals? So I will solve it first. Okay, what you need to consider is you need to put this inequality. You need to consider this inequality as equation. Here, instead of greater than, you have to put equal to 0. Okay, when this equation is equal to 0, we all know that when x is minus 3, right? When x minus 3, minus 3 plus 3 will get 0, right? So when you multiply 0 with any number, you will only get 0. So the first x is, you will get the value at x minus 3, comma, what else you will get? Let's look the second one. When you put the Here 2, you will get 2 minus 2, so 0, right? So 0 into x plus 3, you will only get 0, so you will get 2 here. So if you're difficult to understand this, just simply consider like you put x plus 3 equal to 0. So what will you get? X equal to, you have to subtract minus 3 from both sides. So you will get minus 3 here. So here is the answer. The first one, you will get minus 3. And for the second one, x minus 2 equal to 0. What will you get? You have to add plus 2 on both sides, right? So you will get here 2, right? So this is simply how you consider about this in case I'm showing you would be a bit difficult to understand. So I hope you get this. So you have got the intervals here. Okay. So what you need to consider is, okay, let's draw in a number line. You got minus 3 and you got 2 here. So you have to consider the number of x firstly, all the values greater than minus 3, and second at minus 3, and the third between minus 3 and 2, and the next is at 2, and the last x greater than 2. So firstly interval is x when x is less than minus 3. So what will you get here? You have to consider when x equal to 3. Actually, this is you. Okay, just put x equal to 3. And between x is minus 3 and 2. And when the next is when x equal to 2. And the last when x greater than 2. All right, so these are the intervals you need to consider. So how did you get the intervals? These are the values you get from the pairs of the factors that you have factorized. All right, so let's consider. You just need to consider the sign, not the actual value. All right, so when x is less than minus 3, okay, so you can consider any values less than minus 3. So for me, I will take minus 4 simply. All right, so minus 4, okay, let's put minus 4 at the place of x. So minus 4 plus 3, what will you get? Minus 1, right? So I will put minus here. Minus 4 minus 2, what will you get? You will get minus 6. So when you multiply, these two are multiplying right here. They are multiplying. So when you multiply minus and minus, what will you get? You will get plus value, right? Plus values is, which means that it's greater than 0, right? All right, you get it. So you can consider at this interval. Okay, so when x equal to minus 3, when you put here minus 3 plus 3, you will get 0, right? Minus 3 minus 2, you will get minus, right? But when you multiply 0 with any plus or minus number, you will only get 0, right? So let's look at the inequality. Is this the multiplication of these two bracket equal to 0? No, there is no equal sign. So you cannot consider at here x equal to minus 3. Okay, let's simply say minus 3x less than 2. X is between minus 3 and 2, between this interval. So simply just let's say 0, right? 0 exists between minus 3 and 2. So 0 plus 3, you will get plus 3. 0 minus 2, you will get minus. When you multiply plus and minus, what will you get here? You will get minus. Minus is less than 0. If you get the values from minus 3 to 2, the equation will be minus, which is the values less than 0. So we cannot consider these intervals. How about you put 2 at the place of x? You will get 2 plus 5, you get plus, right? 2 minus 2, you will get 0, right? So when you multiply 0 with any number, you will only get 0. So we also can consider this interval. Okay, lastly, when x is greater than 2, okay, just you can consider any number greater than 2. I will just simply take 3. So 3 plus 3, what will you get? 6. So you will get plus 6. 3 minus 2, what will you get? You will get plus 1. So when you multiply plus into plus, what will you get? You will get plus positive value, right? So positive values is greater than 0. So you can consider this interval 2. So you have to take these two intervals in order to get the values greater than 0. So you can just simply write here as x less than, all right, you don't need to put the bracket here. So x less than minus 3 or x greater than 2. All right, so the values, these values will get from the table. Okay, so let's consider on the number line. So x is less than minus 2, here is minus 3. X is less than minus 3, right? So you have to shade on the left side of these number lines. And for x is greater than 2, you have to shade the right side of the number lines here. You don't need to shade the circle at 2, minus 3 because when you put minus 3, you will get 0, which does not satisfy the inequality. When you put x equal to 2, you will not get 0, or you will get 0, which does not satisfy the inequality. So this is the number line. For notation, the value of x exists between, okay, this is, we will define as this minus infinity, the right side plus infinity, right? So minus infinity to minus 3. As there is no inequality sign, you have to use the round bracket here. Union. Union means you can mix these two. Okay, so this will start with plus 2 to plus infinity. All right, so this is the notation, this is the graph, and this is the solution of x. So I hope you will get it. So let's do next exercise. All right, so we're gonna do the second example. Here, x minus 1, x minus 2 less than 0. Okay, so we don't even need to factorize here. They have already gave us a pair that factorize. So what we need to do is we have to consider we have to find kind of like the value of x first, x minus 1, by considering the inequality sign as equality. So x minus 2 equal to 0. So what will you get the value of x? You will get 2 value, right? So in the here, I want to remind you that in linear, where the power x is 1, you will get 1 answer of x. In quadratic, there is x squared, right? So there is x squared, and the value, like the solution of x, you will get 2 solution for x. And it's also the same with like cubed. Like when cubed polynomial, like x cubed equation, you will get the value of x, how to say? The value of x will be 3. So according to the power of x, you can guess that how many solutions will be come out for x. So this is quadratic, and the value of x will be, or the solution of x will you will get 2 solution for x because it's quadratic. So you will get x1 or x equal to 2. All right, you will get like these 2 answers. So I have already explained in example 1. If you're trouble solving this, just equal to 0, like x minus 1 equal to 0. What will you get? X equal to 1, right? So x equal to 1. So you get this, and equal the second one, x minus 2 equal to 0, you will get x equal to the value of x as 2. All right, so this is briefly explaining about you. Okay. Okay, so let's draw some graph like this. Okay, well, you you will need a bit more space. Okay, here will be interval, right? Interval, and here is x minus 1. Here will be x minus 2. And here will be x minus 1 into x minus 2. Okay, so you just simply put the factor pairs from the problem. Okay, so interval you need to consider. Okay, let's draw in the number line. Okay, so here is 1 and here is 2. So for interval, the first you have to consider all the values less than 1, right? If x is less than 1, and if x equal to 1, if x is between 1 and 2, if x equal to 2, and the last x less greater than 2, right? So according to the equation, when you put the value of x here, it will be less than 0, right? So what it means is that the values gained from multiplying both pairs will get negative values. Okay, so let's consider if x is less than 1, okay? Just put any numbers you like. But for me, I would choose 0. 0 is also less than 1, right? So, okay, 0 minus 1, what will you get? Minus 1, right? 0 minus 2, what will you get? You will get minus 2. You only just need to consider the sign. Okay, minus into minus, what will you get? Plus. Okay, how about? So you will get positive value, which is greater than 0, right? So you don't need to consider this interval. So when x equal to 1, what will you get? 1 minus 1, 0. 1 minus 2, minus. Okay, what will you get? 0. Okay. Is this interval is this value satisfying for this inequality? No, right? Because the value must not equal 0, right? So we also don't consider this. If x is less than 1 and 2, okay, I will put 1.5, right? It's between 1 and 2. So 1.5 minus 1, you will get plus, right? 1.5 minus 2, you will get minus. Plus and minus, what will you get? Minus, right? Okay, so when you multiply positive value and negative value, you will get negative. All right, so negative is less than 0. So you have to consider this interval. Okay, when x equal to 2, 2 minus 1, what will you get? Positive 1, right? 2 minus 2, you will get 0. So when you multiply positive and 0, you will get 0, right? So you don't need to consider this interval too. And the last, when x is greater than 2, okay, I will take 3. 3 minus 1 plus 2. 3 minus 2 plus, right? Plus 1, so plus and plus, you will get the plus value, right? All right, so here, so 0 plus, you don't need to consider because the inequality, like the value must be less than 0, right? So which means these intervals, only this interval you need to consider. So just write here, 1 less than x less than 2. All right, you get this. So the value of x exists between 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 is greater than 1, right? So you have to shake the right until 2, and less than 2, right? So you have to shake to the left of 2. So, all right, so also you don't need to shake the circle, right? Because there is no equality sign. Okay, so this is what you get. And how about notation? What will you get? For notation, you will get the value of x is between 1 and 2. and use the round bracket because the value of 1 and 2 does not include. Alright, so this is the second example, and let's get into the third example. Alright, so let's do some more exercise. And x squared minus 3x minus 4 greater than 0. So you need to find a solution for this inequality. Okay, firstly, you have to factorize this equation. X, right? 4, you will get 4 into 1. So as the middle one is negative, so you have to take here negative value. And here positive value, right? So in order to make sure it's right, you have to check x into minus 4, what will you get? Minus 4x. X into 1, what will you get? Plus x. Okay, when you solve this two, you will get minus 3x. All right, so you get the middle one, so it's correct. Okay, so let's draw into the curve again, interval here. And also, here is, okay, you have to write this to x minus 4, x plus 1, greater than 0, right? Okay, so you have to find the solution for x. So x minus 4, x plus 1 here. And here is the multiplication of x minus 4 into x minus 1. Okay, I didn't write because there is no place to write. Okay, I hope you will understand. This is x minus 4. This is x plus 1. All right, so the intervals will be, what will be the value for x? Okay, you just need simply x minus 4, x plus 1 equal to 0, right? Okay, so what will you get here? X equal to 4 comma minus 1, right? So you have to consider when x is less than minus 1. Okay, let me draw the number line here. Maybe we can, okay. Here will be the number line. Here. All right, so this is minus 1 and this is 4, right? So you have to consider for this first and minus 1 and this and also greater than 4. The second is x equal to minus 1. The third is 1 minus, when x is between minus 1 and 4. And the fourth is when x equal to 4. And the lastly, x greater than 4. All right, so, okay, let's consider whether the value of x is less than minus 1, will you get the values greater than 0? Okay, according to the inequality, the multiplication of these two brackets will have be greater than 0. So, which means that the values must be positive values, right? All right, so when you, okay, let's pick one number less than minus 1, okay? I will choose minus 2. So minus 2 minus 1, what will you get? Minus, right? Minus 6. Minus 2 plus 1, you will get minus. When you multiply two negative value, you will get positive value. All right, so this, when you put the value of x less than minus 1, and you will get the positive value. So you have to consider this or this interval. And when x equal to minus 1, what will you get? Minus 1 minus 4, you will get minus 5. Minus 1 plus 1, you will get 0. So when you multiply 0 with any numbers, you will only get 0. Okay, so you don't need to consider this, right? Because there is no equality sign here. This can't be equal to 0. If there is equality sign here, you have to consider this number, x equal to minus 1, I mean. Okay, so when the value of x is between minus 1 and 4, okay, so just pick a number you like. Oh, for me, I would choose 0. So 0 minus 4, you will get minus, right? 0 plus 1, you will get plus. When you multiply negative and positive value, you will get negative value, right? When x equal to 4, what will you get? 4 minus 4, 0. So you don't even need to consider this one, right? Whether this number is plus or minus, you will only get 0, right? So I don't consider this one. Okay, when x is greater than 4, okay, let's say 5. I will choose 5. 5 minus 4, what will you get? You will get plus 1. 5 plus 1, you will get plus 6. So when you multiply plus and positive value, you will get positive, right? Okay, so this one is also satisfying the inequality. So there is 2 intervals you have to consider, x less than minus 1 and x greater than 4. Okay, so you will have to write x less than minus 1 or x greater than 4. Okay, this is the solution that we have got. And let's grab in the number line. So the value of x is less than minus 1. So x is less than, you have to shake the left side, and the value of x is greater than 4, so you have to shake the right side. Okay, so you don't need to shade the circle here, minus 1 and 4, because there is no equality sign included. Okay, so this is the examples that we have done for quadratic inequality. So in the next video, we will do some exercises about Cupid inequality. So I hope you all will get this. If there is any question, you can ask at the comment box. See you in the next video.